day, everybody. My name is Thabo Limema. I work in CIB and I head our structured lending products, but I'm also the chairperson of the Absa Men's Forum. And today we're here to talk about one of my favorite pillars in our EVP, which is about come as you are. We're going to delve on issues of inclusion, of belonging, psychological safety. And I've got wonderful colleagues here who are not strangers to these topics, and I'd like to introduce them. So, Ayanda, maybe you introduce yourself. Let me let you do justice to your name.
Sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Ayanda. I am from Service Quality. I report under Private and Personal Banking. Thanks, Thabo.
Cool.
My name is Paul Fenwick. I work in CIB Markets, and I'm also the Deputy Chair of People with Disabilities Committee.
Cool. Paul, you and I have been on this journey for a long time, right? I think back in the day, the work we do in the DIB space used to be called TDI and then DI, and now there's a B at the end, which means belonging. So from your perspective and how you interpret it, what does belonging look like in the practical sense in the everyday life of an Absa client?
Yeah, I mean, just you're taking me back, giving me those acronyms. I think if we look at the way that we used to target transformation, there was always a metrics and a compliance element to it. Very rarely did we actually get to the true nature of transformation, which is people's core beliefs, people's core feelings. And I think that's where belonging comes in. So belonging is not about what you see happening around you, but it's how do you feel with what is going on around you. So do you feel accepted for who you are? Do you feel that you're bringing value to the organization?
Yeah.
And most importantly, do you feel safe to disclose or to share or express without the fear of exclusion or retaliation? That's really what goes to the heart of what we're trying to focus on from a diversity perspective at the moment.
Excellent. I want to double tap on that, Paul, because you spoke about safety. And I want to go into a topic that's quite commonly used. So in our men's forum, for example, we have a dedicated pillar called psychological safety. And one of our colleagues has been championing that agenda in the back because we know it's one of the issues that affects our culture. But from your perspective, how does psychological safety impact performance and how colleagues show up in the workplace?
Well, I think psychological safety, if you look at all the pillars of the DEIB forums, it's not an element of transformation or diversity, it is the element. If you can imagine it, we often say this in the workplace, that we often spend more time with our colleagues at work than we do with our own families.
Yeah.
So can you imagine coming to the workplace on a Monday morning and you're walking into a place where you don't feel safe? You don't feel connected to the organization that allows you to express yourself for who you are. How much value are you going to bring to that organization?
Yeah.
How much commitment are you going to give that organization? And ultimately, how safe are you going to feel?
Yeah.
I can guarantee you're probably going to get a fraction of someone's true potential in that scenario.
Yeah.
The loyalty will not be there. As soon as they find a place that meets their demands or meets those criteria, they'll be off to that organization in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
So it's imperative that we as Absa create that culture of psychological safety.
Yeah.
Across all the pillars. We all intersect. We have so many elements to our diversity. It's not just about one or two elements. We've really got to bring it all to the fore.
Okay. And that's our superpower. I mean, I think about, I'm a fan of comics. I love Marvel. And when I think about the Avengers, there wouldn't be the Avengers without, Tony Stark's chirps or Spider-Man's quirky sense of humor. Yeah. And you see how beautifully they sort of comes together when they have to fight these villains, especially when you see what they did to Thanos. But, you might get down that rabbit hole. Ayanda, I'm going to come back to you because you're speaking about psychological safety. The theme here is come as you are. Can you share with us, was there a time where you felt that you couldn't come to the workplace as yourself?
There has been moments where I didn't feel like showing up as myself. And I can still remember those moments as if it happened yesterday. So as an individual, we tend to forget that we are different. and we forget that it's very important to embrace your uniqueness. So when you come to an organization and you feel that you are quite different to the rest of your colleagues, you don't want to show up as yourself. But then it's very important to get to know yourself and understand who you are and do an introspection, because it starts with you. You need to be safe. If you feel safe, then it's very easy to make the space or the environment around you to be safe in.
Yeah.
So to sum it up, yes, I have, but I have learned that for you to be able to show up as yourself and feel safe at work is to always know who you are and be yourself. And it's easy to be comfortable in your space if you are yourself.
Okay, wonderful. This is all about visibility, right? You don't have a bunch of John Cena's working here that can't be seen. But with regards to your experience in the workplace, what do you think it took, or did someone give you permission for you to be seen? Because I know people feel sometimes they are, just sitting in a room and no one sees them. But what was that experience for you that brought out that, hey, I'm actually here? And obviously, congratulations on your amazing story again. Really, really inspiring. And it moved me. When I read it, I almost came to tears because I'm very passionate about the issues that you went through. But in terms of you and the visibility, what did it take? Who did it take for you to be seen or feel seen?
So I think the best way to tackle that question is to reference back to my story. And the colleagues that have read my story will truly understand where I'm coming from. As a young girl that comes from a home where all I knew was pain, feeling powerless, feeling hopeless, not knowing that there's anything outside this world than what I grew up to know. So I think for me to feel seen was those two individuals within Absa that took it upon themselves to give me an opportunity and see the potential in me. Now, bear in mind, I'm a young girl who knows nothing but pain. So for me to be there, it actually made me know who I am. I was able to find my identity. And me finding my identity means that I can now be seen. So I'll forever be grateful, because that actually helped me find myself. It helped me identify myself. And those two individuals that gave me an opportunity made me seen. And that's how I know that I have arrived. I am here because of those two individuals.
Wow, amazing. You know what they say? They say champagne for the pain, man.
Yeah.
But here we're drinking some coffee, so we'll keep it neat.
Yeah, true.
Paul, I'm gonna come back to you. I mean, it's an amazing story from Ayanda here. There are colleagues in the workplace sometimes whose behavior makes people feel excluded. Sometimes it's unintentional. Can you just give us your thoughts? I mean, you've probably seen this in some meetings that you've been. What drives that? How can we deal with it? What are your thoughts on those unintended consequences of exclusion when colleagues show up in that way?
Yeah, I think the most important thing to first of all state off the bat is you don't have to have the answers to the various scenarios that you could potentially face. I think, everyone gets, particularly we see it in the disability agenda, where as soon as we start engaging people around disability and supporting colleagues living with a disability, the first thing they want is a list of disabilities and how you can support every single one to obviously cater for the different nuances that each situation brings.
Yeah.
And it's never going to be like that. There's no one size fits all. Yeah, you can have two people with the exact same disability, different severity levels, and you have to make different accommodations to support those colleagues.
Yeah.
So, I think we can often be dismissive, or we can be unresponsive purely around not knowing what to do. And I think that can do a lot of harm to somebody coming to the organization that is looking to be heard.
Sure. Yeah.
And because we don't have the answers, that person will take it as, okay, I'm not being heard or listened or accepted for the situation that I'm bringing to the table. And I think that's the most important thing, is we just need to listen. We need to hear, and we need to be responsive. We may not have the answers.
Yes.
But it's important to go the journey with the colleague to help them to find those answers. Reach out to support networks internally and build the bridges needed within the organization for that colleague to be supported.
Okay. So you speak about building bridges. I want to take a slight detour to actually building accountability. People often say the tone comes from the top and leaders set the tone of the culture, how things are. How do you think accountability should look like from a leadership perspective? And how do you think they need to show up to make space for others to come as they are?
Yeah, I think, look, from a leadership perspective, I think, just to be in that corner for a second, I think first of all, that leadership has to have the right support tools around them to be able to create the appropriate accommodation for them to do it. They need to have a infrastructure within the organization that they can reach out to and that they can leverage as much as possible to create that accommodation. Every line manager, and I think line managers do get a bad rap because a lot of the time they do want to solve the situation, they just don't know how. And a lot of line managers I speak to are just exasperated. They're only human. They've tried everything, nothing seems to be working. And it's when you bring in the relevant expertise that suddenly another angle is presented to them that could potentially be followed, that they didn't think of before. However, saying that, leadership also has to come to the party.
Yeah.
They have to be talking the agenda. They have to be walk the talk.
Yeah. Like 702.
Exactly. But I think, just the little things that, if I'm just from a disability lens, when we have senior town halls, for example, do we have a sign language interpreter for our colleagues that are hard of hearing? We did it recently at one of the town halls, and it was one of the first initiatives that was done.
Amazing.
But immediately you're already talking to your, unconsciously you're talking to the organization saying, we see you, we hear you, we recognize you when you're presenting.
It's beautiful, man.
When you're presenting to a big audience, do you recognize the colleagues or the clients on the call that might be visually impaired? Because you're putting up graphs, you're putting up all this fancy PowerPoint slides and everything like that. And it will be incredibly difficult for somebody with a significant visual impairment to follow. And one of the colleagues I work with on the forum, he's 95% visually impaired. He's almost legally blind.
Wow.
And he can often get frustrated being in meetings because all these graphs and everything are going up and people are not really talking to them.
And also included.
Exactly. So he can't be part of the conversation, or he can't be part of the solution. So it's just things like that we need to be very conscious of particularly when we're presenting to big audiences and even our clients. We can't assume all our clients are not visually impaired or hard of hearing. We're all getting older.
Yeah.
I can barely see past 100 meters at the moment. So, as we get older, it becomes a very humbling experience. Your faculties start to get less and less reliable. So, I think, as an organization, we need to provide the right support to the line managers out there so they know where to go. But then the line managers also need to be, as we said earlier, not be unresponsive or dismissive of what the colleagues are going through.
Yeah.
Really try and be in their corner and help them in the process.
Thank you for that, Paul, and thank you for the amazing work that you do in the Disabilities Forum. I know we've been together and doing this work for a very long time. How many years have you been at Absa again?
I'm part of the furniture.
You're part of the furniture?
I've been here 16 years. So,
16 years. That's a good time. That's a very good. I've been here since 2012. And one of the things that has kept me in this organization is actually this kind of work. So back in the day, I was in Progeny, which is our youth forum. And then I moved over to the Employment Equity Forum. And then I was involved in TDI, Transformation, Diversity and Inclusion. And now I'm still in the DIB umbrella, but with a gender agenda focused on men. So I think those are some of the wonderful things that have enabled us to be in this organization. And I'm going to come to you, Ayanda. Ayanda, hearing us speak about what keeps us as Absa, what's kept us at Absa, what keeps you in this organization? And can you just share a little bit what makes you feel like this is a space for you to thrive?
First and foremost, my blood is red, and it will forever be red. And the reason why I say that and proudly and boldly say that is because the gratitude I have for Absa giving me the opportunity, because I feel that I have found myself within Absa. I am who I am because Absa has built me to be who I am. I have achieved quite a lot, not only for myself, but for my family members. You know, from how I grew up, Absa made me build a home for my mom. Today, she has a place she calls home because of Absa. One of my dreams growing up was to give back to communities around us. And I'm proud to work for an organization that focuses and is very determined to give back to our communities and be a force for good around our communities. And as well as the fact that if you look at our values, we strive, we look at stewardship, we look at inclusion. We are an organization that cares and an organization that builds. So I think for me, I was able to find who I am within Absa, and I'll forever be proud to be an Absa employee.
Amazing. So I just wanna, so you spoke about what has kept you. Let's go back. If you were to tell the younger version of yourself who was walking into our office for the first time on day one, what would you tell them about what they expect during their time at Absa?
First and foremost, how I wish I can get the opportunity to go back to my younger self. And the big question here is, would my younger self believe what I would have said back then? However, this is what I would say to my younger self, is that we are all different. We are all born to be different. However, it's very important to embrace your uniqueness. And do not wait for anyone to affirm your capabilities, because it starts with you. The sooner you believe in yourself, the sooner you're going to start that race. And once you start that race, you need to keep on pushing. You certainly need to keep on pushing. And I've read somewhere a quote where someone says, a quote where it says that a master of something was once a beginner of it. So, and there's a saying that says, education is the key to success. However, I believe consistency is the key to success.
Oh, amazing.
Because when you start that race, you need to continue within that race for you to be able to get to the finish line. So I would say to my younger self, whatever happens, it's gonna be okay. It will be okay. You just need to be brave and stand firm. Do not be shaken.
Yes.
Because you will be okay. It's all gonna work out.
Yeah.
So that's what I would say to my younger self if given an opportunity.
Amazing. So there's two things I'm taking there. Consistency is the key to success.
Definitely.
Yeah, don't be shaken and don't be stirred like James Bond's martini.
Yeah, true.
Right? Okay, amazing. Well, I'm gonna come back to you. I mean, we're hearing amazing stories here from Ayanda, and you've shared a lot of things that resonate with me in the work. But in your experience, how are you seeing Absa embed inclusion, diversity, psychological safety, these topics we're speaking about in this theme of come as you are? How is it embedding it in our day-to-day activities?
So I think it's what we're starting to see is ownership by different areas of the bank to take elements on when it comes to come as you are. We have a very powerful example of an engagement we did with our learning and development colleagues. So, we made them aware that their training content wasn't accessible.
Okay.
That somebody with a visual impairment can't complete the training material without assistance. So from the moment you get the email to accessing the content to even completing some activities that are required for you to move to the next stage.
Yeah.
The software just wasn't compatible with the learning material.
Oh wow.
And it's been incredible to see the journey that they've been on. So yeah, just from that gentle prompt, they've gone and upskilled themselves to be disability confident. They've done some amazing work with colleagues in the organization where they videoed them accessing the content, completing the content, receiving the email, etc. And they've used it to now challenge not only their processes, but the vendors that they're engaging with to ensure that they are compliant with the standards required.
Amazing.
For our colleagues to use all the software, the visual assistance software while doing the training material. And they're busy. They've got a framework in place at the moment, but they're looking to move that framework into the standards of training material going forward. So that's one of many examples where we've seen real ownership and real care taken to elevate the material that's being pushed out to our colleagues. We've also been engaging with the digital team on the retail, the PPB side, and they've also realized that there's certain elements that we need to enhance the app with in order for it to be accessible for our clients. And they've done the work in the back end to upgrade that and to make the changes, and there's the design implementation. So, we're starting to see that level of ownership starting to come about.
Yeah.
And, in a recent example, I think we were doing some upgrades to some facilities in one of our buildings. And we had to, post implementation, go back and upgrade the services that were put in because they weren't accessible for our visually impaired colleagues. And it ultimately cost a lot more to do it post implementation than it did during the implementation. So, it's that level of awareness we now need to get to.
Yeah.
Where we are building and creating products and services that had this element up front and not post implementation where we now have to go and make amendments, because it's always harder once something's embedded.
And more expensive also.
Exactly.
Yeah. Look, a lot of the things that you say take me back to people speak about gimmicks, when you see these campaigns and these slogans. And when we talk about come as you are, it's really very important for us to give colleagues permission to come as they are. So my question for you, in light of what you said, is why is this come as you are not just a line? Why is it a cultural imperative for the bank? We heard, our new CEO speak about the importance of culture when he came on board and why that matters to him. But why is this a cultural imperative?
Well, if we want to stay relevant as a bank to the communities we serve, to the colleagues we hire, to the clients that we push products and services out to, you cannot do that by ignoring the people that you're trying to service. Yeah. If you look at the stats globally, I think, particularly from a disability perspective, 1 in 6 people now is formally categorized as having a disability. And that community is growing. And with the emergence of neurodiversity, we're finding that a lot more youngsters are actually finding themselves on the neurodiversity spectrum. So if we want to remain competitive, if we want to remain relevant, you can't just be doing this as a tick box exercise.
Yeah.
Because eventually you're going to get left behind. And it's imperative that we stay ahead of the game, that we understand who it is we're building a lot of the products and services that we are.
Yeah.
And also, if we want to hire the best talent that we have available in the marketplace, you need to be able to allow people to, as we say, come as you are.
Come as they are. That's amazing. And similar, so a related question to you, Ayanda, is what does inclusion look like? And I think, beyond the posters and the campaigns that we have, what does it mean to you? I mean, the story is quite amazing and remarkable, but can you just share with our people your understanding of this?
Yeah, definitely. Inclusion, right? Inclusion is one of our values, and it speaks wonders. It's so brave, because now, for me, it speaks to the very heart of an organization. it means that you are able to present yourself and be comfortable and not feel that you want to be judged. And I believe that within our organization, we are given an opportunity to come as you are, like you say. It's very important to come as you are, because in that way, you are able to guide yourself and present yourself as who you are. And we're an organization that looks after our communities and our customers, and we expect them to come as they are. And for them to come as they are, we need to come as we are to them. So that's why inclusion for me is so profound and very powerful, because it allows you to be who you are. The moment you start being yourself, it's very easy to achieve anything that you want.
Yeah.
And as a bank, for the fact that we believe in inclusion, we are able to achieve anything that we want, and we are able to also deliver to our customers anything that we promise, because we are included. We include them in everything we do. So for me, inclusion is all about being comfortable in your own skin and be comfortable in where you are within the organization.
I'm going to challenge you a little bit. So you come across as someone that walks the talk. If you were to walk into a room and you feel that people are not living up to that value of inclusion, how do you challenge colleagues? How do you navigate that terrain when you see a manager or a colleague or someone that does something that contravenes any value, but we're speaking about inclusion today, how you respond to that?
Quite a great question. So if I do come across that, I'm one person that believes in asking relevant questions, because firstly you need to understand and not base your reaction on assumptions.
Yeah.
So you have to understand and ask the relevant questions, and it's important the how you ask those questions. Because for you to be able to address a situation, you need to understand why is it the situation like that in the first place. However, I'm a very bubbly person. So obviously when I come into the room, I make sure that I am seen, and I make sure, Ayanda call, Ayanda is here. And for me, that is inclusion. It's being yourself. Come as you are. So when I get into the room, I make sure that everyone must feel included. Everyone must be themselves. And if I feel that is lacking somewhere, I do not mind addressing the situation. And obviously, like I said, the how is very important, and how you address any situation in a workplace.
Wow, amazing. It's an elephant in the room. It's there. Ayanda will go and...
That's me.
Call it out. Love it. Paul, I have a bit of a curveball question at you. You are a business person, I'm a business person, and typically we involved in day-to-day transactions. But the issues that we talk about are often delegated to our human capital colleagues. Why do you care about this? Why should business leaders care about come as you are?
Yeah, it's something I grappled with in the first few years of joining one of our committees, because I had the exact same thought. Isn't this HR's role? Isn't this what we should be going to them for expertise and things like that? What I've learned over the years is that culture is owned by everyone. We can't rely on HR to embed a certain culture within business. We in business need to own it. We need to drive it and implement it from our side as well. We can't sit back and wait. What we also can't assume is that HR has the answers for everything.
Yes.
Disability confidence, as an example, is something that is very rarely found in corporate South Africa, because it's not taught to anyone. It's not, nobody goes on courses to learn, what is the right terminology? How should I engage a colleague? Things like that. We all learn from experience and things like that. And for a lot of our colleagues, they themselves are not also necessarily disability confident.
Yeah.
So it's our job to assist from a business perspective to drive that confidence.
Okay.
And be part of the solution as well. We can't do it in isolation. We can't do it separately. We have to do it together.
Yeah. And a follow-up to that, Paul, you're an able-bodied person. You don't have any disabilities. Why did you choose disability as a topic and agenda that you wanted to champion in the back?
So the thing that was profound for me is that just because I'm able-bodied today, it doesn't mean I'm going to be able-bodied tomorrow.
True.
If we look at a lot of our colleagues in the organization, you can suffer short-term disabilities, not just permanent disabilities. You could have complications during pregnancy that result in you being disabled for maybe 6 months or something of that nature. You could be in a car accident. You could get a sports injury.
Yeah.
There's so many facets of life that can lead to you being disabled in some shape or form.
Yeah.
And I want to work for an organization that cares for the entire community, not just pockets of the community.
Beautiful.
And I think disability has always been the unwanted cousin of DEIB. And we're really trying to fight to get it more prominence, get more airtime, especially with senior leaders within the organization. We have done some really good stuff in the last couple of years, but there's still a long journey to go.
Yeah.
And I think this element will never stop. We're going to have to continue to work and to bring the best to the fore.
That resonates with me, Paul, because I've seen the work that you've done and the people you stand up for, and it always marvels me at how much able-bodied people take for granted. And it often hits close to home if it happens to your kid or to your mom or someone in the family. And the other reason why it resonates is when we started our men's forum, colleagues were like, men are already privileged. They have so many things that's going well for them. You have old boys clubs, etc. Why must we have another forum for men? And when you started doing the work that we do around why men need to be aware that they need to be active allies, why it matters for men to speak about their mental health and their physical health, and also why men need to be allies in fighting issues such as gender-based violence. Because often, we tend to compartmentalize these issues and give them to other people as a problem. But I love what you said in the beginning, because it reminds us all that this is a human experience. And in African culture, we speak about Ubuntu. And Ubuntu is about seeing the humanity in others that you see in yourself. So I really commend you and the work that you do. And Ayanda, for the bravery that you have. It's really remarkable. Question for you, Ayanda, is if you were to think about a movie or a story that talks about inclusion or your experience, what character stands out for you in any of the things that you like? Maybe pause and think about that. Paul, who's your favorite superhero and why? As I remember, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Why?
It was the first. I thought he was so cool as a kid. I rented the same Spider-Man movie about 17 times from the video store. I love the character, the bravery, the swinging from the buildings.
Yeah.
And in fact, every time I went to hire the video, the guy was like, you've watched this 12 times. And you're like, yes, I know.
So you know the lines in it.
Exactly. But for me, Spider-Man always connected to me as a kid. I absolutely loved it.
Yeah. Look, I have various people as my favorite characters in comics. I love Darth Vader in Star Wars. I love Thanos in MCU. And the common theme with these guys, they have daddy issues, man. Like, they've got issues that make them who they are, and they decided to be bad people. Let's come back to you, Ayanda, the question. Who comes from mind?
You're actually putting me on the spot here, hey? I recently watched an episode, or is it series, I don't know, called Marked. I don't know if you have watched it.
Marked, I've heard about it.
Yeah.
On Netflix, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think, inclusion there was there. So yeah, everything that happened there, it shows that when you work as a team, it actually indicates that teamwork is very important, and teamwork is inclusion, because as a team you need to collaborate and plan and work together to achieve a specific goal that you have. So for me, that movie or that series indicates what teamwork does.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, so it's been a really insightful and wonderful conversation. It's really been nice to connect with you and getting to know you as colleagues, as human beings, as champions of Come As You Are. And if we were to land it here, let's say, starting with you, Paul, if inclusion is the door, what is the key that unlocks it?
I think You know, and again, I'm coming with my disability hats on. It's not seeing the limitations of an individual, but the potential of that individual.
Yeah.
You know, changing the mind frame, and removing any barriers that are preventing that person from performing at their top level. That for me is the key to unlocking the success. Let's start looking at what our true potential is rather than what our limitations are.
Amazing. And Ayanda, I mean, we talk about inclusion, we talk about performance as well, which is very key in our organization, but in the space that you're in, which is very customer focused, how does inclusion bring the best out of our people and the colleagues that you work with?
For me, like you have already stated, that I work in an environment that is customer centric. So I would say inclusion means giving our customers a voice, having to listen what they have to say, because at the end of the day, we are who we are because of them.
Yeah.
So it's very important that we get feedback from them and we run with the feedback, not just sit on the feedback. And for colleagues, it's very important to ensure that we also give our colleagues the platform and the opportunity to share how they feel, because you know the saying that a happy employee is equal to a happy customer.
Yeah, but yes.
So it's very important that we include our colleagues as much as we include our customers in our organization, because for me, that is inclusion at the end of the day.
Excellent. Guys, let's toast to come as you are. Lift your glasses if they full or empty and say, cheers, colleagues. Cheers, come as you are.
Come as you are.